back to DVC Facebook Live. We have a super special guest today who has a book birthday, and we are so excited about this book. We've been waiting for this book. So many of you have been asking about this book, and it is finally here. Like, you can actually order it. We're so excited. So Matt, we are pumped to have you on here with us. Please tell us how you're feeling on this book birthday. I mean, you've had a few book birthdays.
Yeah. I've had a few of them. I remember the first one was really, really surreal. And this one definitely is too. There's still that same sort of like, oh my goodness, I can't believe it's out. Cause it's like, you hold back so much and you hold back and you hold back and you go through all the edits and you go through the cover designs and you go through all this stuff and you talk about the book, but you don't get to talk to people about the book. And so now it's finally out and we can finally like really, really talk about it. And oh my goodness, it's been 2 years I've been working on this book and now it's finally here. Today is the day.
It's such a good book. And I've heard Tech Like a Pirate a bunch of times. Thanks for all of you joining in. Please do continue to comment. If you have questions about the book, drop those in the comments. We're going to be answering those questions. Matt's going to be answering those questions. And a book birthday would not be any fun without friends. We have friends too. They're about to come on in just a minute. And they'll be helping us answer those questions too. So we are super excited about Tech Like a Pirate. This is something that Matt's been presenting on for a while. And he's been using some of the hooks from Teach Like a Pirate and just moving them. He'll tell you more about it. But it's super exciting to have it all in print. You guys can order it. I did drop the link over in the comments. So please do make sure when you're ordering, make sure that you're ordering it from Amazon. That's really, really important. Sometimes the links get a little confusing. So just make sure it says sending it from Amazon. Welcome, Jay, Barbara, Carol. Oh, so many people joining in. As you're joining in, if you have some questions about Tech Like a Pirate, drop them in the comments. We're going to be reading those. We're going to be answering those. And you have the author himself right here. But we also have some super special guests. So first of all, Matt, I'm going to let you start sharing a little bit about Tech Like a Pirate. What is this book? Why did you write this book? What are you hoping people get out of this book? And then I also want to introduce to you a few friends. We're going to bring them over right now. We have Stephanie here with us. We have Omar here with us. And I would love for them to be able to share who they are and what they do. So before we get started on this book birthday, so Matt, before you share, sorry, I asked the question too soon. Let's introduce our guest. So Stephanie, tell us a little bit about who you are, what you do.
Sure. I'm Stephanie DeMichael. I'm from Cleveland, Ohio. I am a digital learning coach and digital learning designer and speaker and writer. And, I do anything, anybody. I just pretty much try to help teachers integrate technology.
Fantastic. Omar, you and your family, you share it. Look how cute they are with their birthday hats on. We're all jealous and wish we had some. So cute. Well, I love it. And where you're from?
We are, well, first of all, we've been married 20 years. We've taught in the same school. We teach in La Jolla ISD in South Texas, like 5 minutes from the border, 10 minutes from the border. So it's awesome. We love it. I teach technology applications right now, 6th through 8th. And
I'm an ESL strategist for La Jolla ISD, and I work in 2 schools, Irene Garcia Middle School and Zavala Middle School. This is my first year teaching teachers, and I love teaching. I love teaching kids, and I love teaching teachers.
We're so excited you're here with us. Oh my goodness.
Thank you.
It's like a real birthday party.
Yeah, I know.
So fun. So Matt, tell us a little bit about the question I asked earlier. Sorry, why you wrote the book, what you're hoping people get out of the book, and then we'll let Stephanie and Omar and share as well.
Yeah, in fact, I just told the folks on my email list this morning a little bit about this, that I have been sort of writing this book for the last 5 or 6 years. Unofficially, and didn't even realize it. Actually, it's been longer than that, more like 8 years. So I got my own copy of Teach Like a Pirate like 8 years ago or something. And as I started to read through it, in fact, I've still got my the original copy of Teach Like a Pirate right here. This is the one that I got way back, I think in like 2013. You can see the corners are all tattered and there's coffee stains on it and stuff. Like this thing is well loved. And by the way, I got Captain Dave Burgess to sign it, of course, too. So, but this book, I started reading this book way back in like 2013, I think. And all of the ideas, I kept seeing all of the hooks, all of the different things that you can do within the book to engage kids. And I kept thinking, oh, wow, you could totally do that with technology. Oh, my apps, this app could do that. This device could do that. And so I just kept brainstorming ways to bring these hooks into use with technology. And I didn't realize it, but all of those brainstorms kind of aggregated on top of each other until eventually 2 years ago, I agreed to write the book. And so the book, Tech Like a Pirate, really seeks to answer this question. It's this one essential question. And that question is, can our technology help to create a memorable learning experience and push learning forward? And I think the answer to that is a resounding yes. And so within the book, I've got these 7 ways to tech like a pirate, and they include bringing in social media themes, bringing in images, doing video, doing global collaboration, just all sorts of different ideas. There's practical ideas, there's frameworks and mindsets so you can come up with your own ideas, and there's inspiration and encouragement. And so that's really what the book is all about at its heart.
That is just a great intro to Tech Like a Pirate. And we have some special friends here today. So, Omar, what's your wife's name? I'm so sorry.
Feli.
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 All right. We're going to start with you two. And we want you to share just what were your overall thoughts of Tech Like a Pirate when you did the first read of it? You guys got to preview, these friends got to preview the book beforehand. So they know what's in this book. So we thought it would be perfect to bring them in and let them share what they overall thought about the book and just give you some ideas. Like I said, the link is over in the comments. So if you end up liking what you hear, just click over there and order yourself a copy.
When we first got that notice, we were like super excited, just like we are right now, because we know that there's always going to be something great coming from Matt. Whether you're in person or in a panel or one of the videos, it's something that's going to be like, you expect some aha moments, but not that many aha moments. When he's talking about all these things, you're like, oh man, this is awesome. So a lot of the connections, what we liked, or I mean, personally, was like finding those connections of, we're already using this app. Now, why not put it into an academic setting? And now the kids are going to be like, why haven't we done this before? So that's what I got from it. I don't know if you saw anything different, that it's just that connection from the app to the academic concept and then the kids' lives, which makes it relevant.
Totally.
Like he's totally writing from his heart, right? Because we know it, like in his heart is teaching and the love for teaching. So all the scenarios and everything that comes with it, and all the population of kids, because this book is written for everybody, any kid. We see a lot of kids that, because of the area where we work, we have a lot of ELL students, right? So amazing to use the activities and amazing to use the technology with your kids, but it's about the relationships and what's the best tool to use with your kids. It's about knowing your kids, teaching from the heart, and then the activity comes with it, right? The technology comes with it, and it's creating those amazing moments for your kids that they know that they're gonna go to another grade level and they're always gonna remember your class, and they're gonna remember you because of what you show them and because of how you love them. And I have that posted. I have a quote right here, right next to my computer, right next to my desk from one of your presentations, and I love it, and I'm gonna read it. We don't have to get a million different digital tools to do different things in the classroom. We can use the same tool in many different ways. And this is always with me right here next to my computer, where I'm always designing activities for my kids. Away from the coffee. That's what it is. That's what it is. It's thinking first of all what your kids are going to need. It's that backwards design. Like, what is it that they're going to need? And then teach from your heart. Go get those relationships with your kids, and then everything comes into place. And creating those memories, those unforgettable memories. And most importantly, have fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
Have fun.
Yeah, absolutely. And Tara, can I touch on that? Can I say something about that? I think Tara may have frozen, so I guess I have the floor.
You're in charge, buddy. Go for it.
Yeah. So, and Faylee, I'm so glad that you mentioned that, because I even mentioned in the book about how really what we're talking about is creating an experience, creating something memorable, creating something fun. And that was one of the big takeaways I got from Teach Like a Pirate, was that we can use some of these presentational things, or these things that grab kids' attention, and things that are just inherently fun. Like, fun isn't a bad thing. And within the book, we even dive into the fact that these fun, engaging experiences aren't just fun for the sake of fun. They are actually, tied to research that shows that it's the way that the brain optimally learns. And so if we bring in some of these fun elements and tie them into serious learning, it can be really enjoyable, and it can be really effective too. And that's really what the heart of the book is too.
Yep.
Oh my goodness. That is a beautiful review. I was about to cry over here. Not even the author.
Yeah.
So Stephanie, that's a tough act to follow.
Yeah, thanks for that.
What did you think about the book? Tell us.
Well, so reading it, one of the things as a coach, one of the things I'm constantly saying to teachers, and excuse the hands, I'm going to try and sit on them. I'm Italian, so it's hard to not speak with my hands. But I always ask teachers, what if what was going on in the classroom for the kids was as fun as what they're doing outside of it? And I think that's what this book does. This book in 7 ways addresses global, all of the things we should be doing with I hate to use should, but the things we could be doing with our students to make it more fun. And not just for them, we're not entertained, but to make it fun for all of us. Again, if you're bored, creating a lesson plan, you can bet yourselves that your kids are going to be 10 times as bored with it. So it's a very simple guide for technology integration. And again, what I love is the way he addresses, here's not just a guide, but I'm going to address your fears, and I'm going to address your hesitations, and, go ahead and fail. And I'll add to that, fail epically. All of it is a learning experience. So whether, like I said, what if we were doing inside the classroom was as fun as what we were doing outside? So when Matt says, you know what? Okay, maybe your 8-year-olds can't have an Instagram account, but they can have an Instagram experience. This is the selfie generation, and yet we see so little of self in learning today. And so that's really Matt, I love that it's finally here. This book was probably due 5 years ago, but I think, the idea of all of those just 7 simple steps, remembering it's okay to fail, and remembering who we do this for. I always, again, if you address that idea of risk taking in the book, being the maverick teacher, and I'll add to that, if you're comfortable doing what you're doing right now in the classroom, then you're maybe doing it wrong. You're not taking enough risk. Go beyond. If you're safe and comfortable, it's time to keep evolving.
Yep.
Agreed. Matt, you have anything to say about that? You have some great reviews here.
I know. I'm super, super thankful for that. And I'm thankful that's what you guys have seen about it. And I think, really that's what's at the heart of this book is the experience, and I think this is especially fitting right now. Now, of course, I'm the author and I'm biased, so we'll see if the other ones on the screen here nod their heads with me, but I think this is especially fitting during remote learning too, because we have all of the, for so many of us as educators, we're just trying to figure this remote learning thing out right now. And we're trying to figure out, we've done all of this in the classroom before, and now we have to be completely online in many cases. And how do we bring these together? And what ends up missing out, I think, is the experience, or those memorable moments of that, don't just teach a lesson, create an experience, as Dave says. And so if you're looking for some of that, if you're looking for that joy and that excitement of, instead of like trying to create a class where kids want to bust the door down to get in instead of bust the door to get out, we're looking for the experience where kids are trying to bust down the login to Google Classroom instead of get their way out. You know, they're trying to find a way to get in there because it's going to be that memorable experience. If you're looking for ways to bring that in, that's really at the heart of what this is. And it works well for blended learning in the classroom, but so much of it can go right into remote learning too. So if you are just feeling down about remote learning and you feel like it's a drag and you feel like it's a drag for your students, this might be what you need.
Can I, I'm going to totally interject to that. Absolutely. Because what I keep hearing, especially right now, is how hard it is, and teachers are putting in 12 to 15-hour days. And again, it really is as simple as start putting things in the hands of the students. Let them create, let them collaborate, let them do, ask them a question, and with these 7 steps, the collaboration, the gamification, the video and the audio, these are all things we need to invite our students. This book does say to teachers, invite your students in, let them be part of the process. Oh God, we've lost, did we lose Matt?
He's coming back.
But to involve them in this and let them be part of that process. And guess what? Once you start taking on the onus, or stop taking on that onus and letting the kids be a part of it, it's going to be more enjoyable for you. It's going to be more fun for them. And you won't be tearing your hair out and considering retirement. So that's my 2 cents.
It's so very true. And I think that kind of answers a couple of the questions that were asked. Kristen asked, Matt, how much, it says, how much were you dying to release this book after going through this situation that we're in right now?
Oh man. Yeah. I'll tell you, we were having some conversations when all of this started coming down and all of the school closure started happening. And I know that, for some books, it made things sort of difficult because the in-person school situation was missing, which kind of changed things for them. And so we were talking about this book and we were going, what do you think with the situation that we're in? Do we want to try to continue to release it when it is? And the more we looked at it, the more we thought, you know what? And it's hard to guess this and it's hard to get it right sometimes, but we looked at it and we thought, you know what? I think this is what people really need right now. And so instead of delaying it because of the school closure delays, we pushed it up and we tried to get it out just as quick as we could. And oh my goodness, have I been dying to get this out? I've been presenting on it for a good solid year at conferences. And I've just been like dying to say, okay, here you go. Here's a copy of it. And I haven't been able to do it until now. So, I'm just bursting. It's awesome.
It is, and I think I could testify for all of, all of DBC Inc. We've been so excited about getting this book out, getting the link live. We know that it is a resource that's needed right now. And like all of these wonderful educators have mentioned, it's useful right now. It's what's going to invigorate you to be excited about teaching, even if it is remotely. So please do share. So sorry. Go ahead.
And in the first pages of the book, it's like, and right now, because of the situation that we are, it is, I think it was like perfect to see, like, it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay. It's like Control C, undo. You got this. We're together in this. So because because of the situation, a lot of our teachers have been forced to do things that were not done before. And it's not that they didn't want to, it's just that fear, right? That am I gonna be enough for my kids? We as teachers are always overanalyzing everything that we do, and we want everything perfect for our kids. We want everything perfect for our babies. So we tend to overanalyze, right? So this book is perfect because it calms you down, like, relax.
It's all going to be okay. It really is going to be okay.
It's okay.
Yeah.
And we go back to remember, if it doesn't challenge you.
I called that out during that. Omar talked in my Ditch That Textbook Digital Summit, and I caught that sign right over his shoulder. Can you tell him what it says again?
if it doesn't challenge you, it doesn't change you. So I think this is a challenging time, but you know, and we have to change, not because we're forced, but because we just didn't have the means. And I think your book does, like what Feli mentioned, like, oh, I can do this. And yes, definitely I can do this. And if I can, I know one of the questions that was rolling in the chat was, you know, well, it's the Google tools, but it's not. I know you mentioned it could be either slides or PowerPoint or Keynote. So it's not the tool, it's the actual experience that you mentioned. And I know that was one of the running questions in the chat. So
yeah. In fact, let me and let me address that real quick too, because Tanya asked the question, Matt uses Google, but will the book help with if your district is Office 365? So a lot of those Office 365 tools, just like Omar was saying, mirror very well. So there are lots and lots of slide templates. I'm a big believer in slide templates. And so I built a lot of them on Google Slides, but you can just go to File, download it as a PowerPoint, and you can download those into a PowerPoint file. So you can use those within PowerPoint. If your school is operating on Microsoft Teams, if that's your learning management system, you just share that out to your students and give every student a copy of it, and they're going to be able to run a lot of that stuff. And then in addition to that, you know, on the Google side of things, you've got Google Meet to do video calls. But on the Microsoft side of things, again, Teams has video meetings. And so a lot of the things that come with the global collaboration part of the book can be done in either one of those. And then there's also the video side of things too. You know, you can use a tool like Flipgrid to record videos and to have students share them with each other. That goes across all the different platforms too. So yeah, I'm sorry we asked that, because this really does work, you know, whether you're Microsoft or Google, if you have Canvas or Schoology or any of those other learning management systems, works with any of it.
Yeah, it's not about, the book isn't about for specific platforms. It's really about the process.
Right.
Correct. Yeah, that you don't have to use Google, you don't have to use Microsoft. You could, there are so many tools that do the same thing. So consider the process, and then you think about the tools with which you're most comfortable, and to address what Omar and Feli were saying, what you're uncomfortable with. Brene Brown says that, right? You can choose courage or you can choose comfort, but you can't choose both. So what this book does is be courageous, step out of your comfort zone. The worst thing that can is, honestly, I think teachers are afraid to fail in front of their students. There's no failing, because nobody's an expert anymore. We are all making this up as we go along. We're all trying to figure it out. Someone put in the chat that, Kristen said, this is just making me even more creative. So right, it is your mindset. Am I going to be creative, or am I going to, just freak out? So again, this is, I think, the must read for the summer.
Thank you. Thank you. Very good. Oh, I'm assuming that Tara's going to pop back in. I wanted to look back through the comments real quick and say, Monica Spillman, who is a fantastic educator and sketchnoter and just all around creative mind. She says, today I use Publisher, Google Slides, Canva, and Bitmoji. You have to be able to speak all the tech. And I think that's true. And I think also, if you just have one or two little things that really, really work for you, there's a lot of ways to work creatively within that. There's that whole saying of, think outside the box. Well, the reality is that a lot of us have to live inside of the box. That makes me think of George Kouros's new book, Innovate Inside the Box. That's really what we're talking about here too. And so if you have one or two of those tools that really work for you, I think this book is going to also help you think about how you can make the most of being inside of that box instead of just going with everything. So
yeah, and it's easy to read. The stories are good. It's not just, here's a whole bunch of theories I have. Hey Tara, it's not a whole bunch of theories I have. It's here's what I've done, and not like, oh, look at me, here's what I've done, but here's what I've done, here's what I've seen, here's what works, here's some ideas. Don't kill yourself, trying to rethink everything on your own. We're all in this together, whether it's COVID-19 or teaching. We're all in this together, and we're all supposed to be helping each other. And that's what we're all here for.
Yes.
So, I think this is so exciting. I've been reading the comments. Sorry, I was stuck over there just answering comments like crazy. So I thought you guys were doing a beautiful job, though, hosting the show. But it sounds to me like most of them are saying, thank you for answering our questions. And thank you that you wrote a book that's so versatile. And I would add that it's not just versatile, it's applicable. And so I think that's what that's what they're saying today. Yeah, you're taking a risk, but it's almost like you're taking a risk and you have the map. Like, so you're going on this journey, but you have the map right there in your hands. And so you're not going on it alone. Like Stephanie was saying, we're all in this together. And the coolest part about all of these amazing educators that are on here with me today is we're just a DM away. We are just, ask your questions, ask them here. They can answer them right now. But even if you have questions after this video, or as you're reading, or as you're trying this in the classroom, Matt is probably the most approachable person. Omar said that earlier. He's so real. And I love that because yes, I believe that message. And I do believe he is super real. And all of you, Omar, like they're all right here for you. So if you have questions, we have a huge PLN. We're just a DM away. And since we are saying that right now, how can they reach you guys? So how about everyone share like your contact information just out loud verbally. And when you guys hear that, go ahead and type it in your phone, follow them on Twitter, follow their websites. But we are right here for you, and we are excited about you trying Tech Like a Pirate, reading it, implementing this with your students, and then sharing back the failures like Stephanie talked about earlier and the success moments, because just like they were saying earlier, if you're not challenging yourself, then you're not really changing. And so we want to challenge ourselves, but we also know that we have friends here to help us.
Yeah.
So tell us where they can find you guys. We'll start with, we can start with Omar.
It's on Twitter. It's gonna be the handle is at Omar Lopez 0207. That's on Twitter. We post as much as we can. A lot of, I know Monica mentioned the sketches, doodles, all of that. So that's what we do. So and
Feli Teachnology on Twitter as well, and on Facebook, Feli Garcia Lopez. And I just warn you that our oldest one is a folklorico dancer. So we have a lot of dance videos on our Facebook. Yes, but it's amazing because we're always using our home experiences with our boys to connect with our own students, which is like the whole package, right? So again, and one of the things that you mentioned is that, and the book mentions that it's our students are already living in it. Bring it to the classroom.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm saying this from a parent perspective, right? Because sometimes I go to our boys and I'm like, okay, you need to teach me this video game because my kids are super good at it. They're talking about it. And I want to know because they know that I'm a gamer and I need to keep up with it, right? It's about, it's a 50-50. You need to keep up with your kids, and of course your students are going to keep up with you, right? But it's through the love for teaching. So again, Feli Teachnology and Twitter, and we're always sharing we're always collaborating with my ELLs in mind. So
I love it. I love it. I love it. And I also love that you mentioned all the different things that you share out. I mean, I know on my Instagram, you'll get some education, you'll get some CrossFit, you'll get some green chef meals that I'm trying. But you know what? That's the real package. And that's what people love because they want to see you. That's why we love Matt, because we know him. And when we read his book, we hear him, we hear his stories, but we also get strategies for how we can improve our practice. So this is the real deal. We're the real family. Yeah. Okay, Stephanie, do share. How can people contact you?
Okay, hold on. Okay, I wanted to be able to put it, I can't put it on the chat because my last name is very difficult to, it's spelled differently than it sounds. But you can find, the best place to find me is on Twitter. It's at SDEMICHELE, and that's the best place to reach me. I am looking, please reach out. I'm looking to do what I call # digital do-overs. So I take, a tradition, especially during this time, and I'll do it for you for free. I'm looking for just try your good in-class traditional lesson ideas and sort of using those 7 principles that we've all been talking about and digitizing them for your remote and distance learning classrooms. And once you go find me on Twitter, you'll link. The only way you really can't find me is like smoke signals and, so please reach out. Twitter is my favorite personal learning network. I heart it. I love it so much.
Me too. And Matt, please do share. I mean, if people don't already follow you, like where they can find you, and y'all, his website is like dynamite. In fact, I'll just link it over here in the comments. I've been trying to link the other ones too.
Yeah. So, I'm big on Twitter too. Love to do Twitter. So it's at J Matt Miller, the letter J, Matt with 2 T's, Miller. So go check that out. I'm also real big on the Ditch Book hashtag, which goes with my very first book, which was also published through Dave Burgess Consulting. This was actually book number 4. You know how they have like more than 100 books now? This one was number 4. And so the Ditch Book hashtag. And then I've actually got a whole bunch of free stuff that people watching this video can jump right on and get right away. And so I'll give you the 2 best. Number 1, if you're excited about this book, I'm assuming if you're on this video, you may be excited about this book. I have a ton of free resources available on my website related to the ideas on this book that I mentioned free. Like even before you get the book, if you want to start diving into the ideas around it, you can go to techlikeapirate.com. Techlikeapirate.com will redirect you to this page on my website, and you can go start checking it out. We've got stuff on all 7 of the big ways to tech like a pirate. We've got just a ton of stuff there. But then also, if you want to get more ideas like that on a weekly basis, you can go to ditchthattextbook.com/101. And that's going to sign you up for my email newsletter, which comes out once a week. It's like a little bit of tech like a pirate every single week in your inbox, like new practical ideas you can use right away. And it gets you 3 free ebooks too, with lots of practical ideas too. So those are probably the best ones for me. So techlikeapirate.com is open right now with a ton of free resources, whether you bought the book or not, whether you're waiting 3 weeks for the Amazon delivery or a couple of days or what. Dave promises me that it will be faster than 3 weeks. He said that they come a lot faster than that. So if that's what you're seeing, then don't worry about it. But yeah, techlikeapirate.com, go check it out.
It's a lot of cool stuff, y'all, for real. But you still need the book. The book is really good.
Yes.
Yes. There's way more stuff in the book. But if you're just waiting, when you're waiting on your book to get shipped, then you should just go check out the website. It's the perfect opportunity to get free stuff. All right. Well, thank you guys for joining our birthday celebration. Matt, we are so excited for you and Tech Like a Pirate. We are just so pumped up. Look at the cute little birthday hats. Yes, there's the book. I can't seem to have 5 things on the screen at the same time.
So we'll just do this. It's just a piece of paper.
Just hold that book up. I love it. And we are so excited for you guys to join and to check out the website. Also check out the book. The link is provided in the side. All of Feely's, yeah, perfect. Feely put her stuff in here. All of the contacts are over in the comments. If you want to connect with these lovely people and you want to ask them some more questions, you can feel free to do that as well. And thank you so much. We're so pumped up.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, everyone.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Bye, everyone.
Goodbye.